I, 27F, used to be a sugar baby in my early to mid-20s. Some of them were married or had girlfriends. I rationalized away whatever guilt towards their partners I felt back then by telling myself they were just transactional physical relationships and not emotional affairs. Sometimes it was just for the money, sometimes it was actually fun for me. There was one married guy who was more than twice my age I was seeing for almost 3 years that I particularly enjoyed. We never had any PIV sex because I was a virgin at the time, but I loved how he lusted over my body and the way he touched me. Nobody gives that desirable validation like a man who is unhappy in their marriage and wants every bit of you. I think being the side piece to these men were the beginning of how I started to normalize the idea of cheating. Watching them lie to their partners or sneaking around kind of shaped my patterns in my own relationships in a way. I was in 3 relationships during those years that I had sugar daddies. Only one ex knew about what I was doing, and he's the only partner I was completely honest and transparent with. We had an understanding that it was just transactional. Sometimes he would accompany me to the room and eat me out while I wait for the guy, and then meet me again after to hear everything about the sex. The other 2 had no idea, and there was a lot of lying and deception involved. I barely felt guilty because I rationalized them as just a secret life that I had, separate from the relationship. This one time I traveled to Europe with a sugar daddy for a week and told my partner at the time and friends that I went alone. I don't have sugar daddies anymore, but I find myself still lying to cheating on whichever partner I'm with at that point. Earlier this year, I was going out with a guy for about 3 months. I met a couple through an app and got coffee with them, and later that week had a threesome with them. It was an interesting but mid-experience BTW. The guy I was seeing thought that they were just old friends I was catching up with. Again, I didn't feel guilty and rationalized it as exploring my sexuality with women/couples. I also slept with another guy when we were on a break, and again I rationalized it. It's not cheating because we were on a break. But still, he never knew about it when we got back together, and there was deception involved. Fast forward to now, I'm dating a guy for 5 months now, and it's the first time in my life that I'm processing my entire history and realizing that I may be a serial cheater, lol. I've run out of ways to rationalize to myself. The first month we never had sex because he wanted to wait, so I was fucking someone else. And then afterwards, I actually stopped for a good 3 months or so and was loyal. On and off, I would remember the other guy, and then finally for the past month I gave in and hit up the other guy, and I've been cheating with him since. We fuck more regularly than with my boyfriend. It's the first time I'm actively conscious that I'm cheating, and it's so easy to get away with too, after years of lying and deception with other exes. I would meet my side piece when my boyfriend would think I was at work or at home, and it's so good. For the first time, I'm not doing it for money or novelty or validation. I just really like being fucked by my side piece. He knows how to touch me sensually and get me wet, unlike my BF, and he fucks me good. I don't know how long I'm going to get away with this. My boyfriend cheated on his first ex BTW. I'm not saying he will cheat on me too eventually. It doesn't matter anyway. Anyways, that's the story of how I became the side piece to having a side piece myself.